Hi everyone, welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can interact with the elements and especially for the switch element and the Android app. Now before that, let me show you what is this switch element. And if you see this my mobile here, I have an app so which contains an element called switch. So when I click on this one, so the switch is currently on. When I again click on this, it will give you switch is currently off. So basically the switch element is not appeared here because this is not not compatible with my mobile. So I will show you the exact element in the virtual mobile. Okay, so we'll automate in both the devices. So first let us start with our virtual device and then we'll execute the same code on real mobile. Okay, so this is my virtual mobile, so which I have launched by using Android Studio. So in the previous videos, I have shown you how to launch my virtual device. We need to just go to AVD manager, and when you open this AVD manager, then you will get this particular screen, and these are the two virtual devices or emulators we have created earlier. And now I have just click on this run, and it will open up my virtual device. So this is my virtual device currently open. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install an app, Android app in this virtual mobile, and then I'll try to automate the switch control or switch element. Okay, and to do this, the first of all we need to run our Appium server because this will able to identify my mobile. So let's run this Appium server and takes a few seconds of time. All right, so my Appium server is started. So let me just start my server. So my app is open. So let's start my server, start server, then it will able to recognize my device. Okay, so okay, now it is started. So once it is started, so it is able to recognize my device. So what we can do is we can just go to our Eclipse. So here I'm going to write a automation code to first install the APK file inside this mobile, and then I'll interact with the element. So first of all, let us try to install an APK file. So to do this, I have an app which is already available here. So Android UI.apk file, I'm going to install this app in my mobile first, and then I'll show you how we can interact with the switch element. So to do this, what I can do is I will just create another example. In the previous session, I have created these two examples, how to interact with the real device and Android emulator. Also, we have seen how to install the app on those devices. So let me just create another class, and this is another new test case, and this is example 3 handling switch in emulator. Sorry, here class name. So example 3 handling switch emulator. Then click on finish, take this main method, then finish it. So here what I have to do is first we need to apply all the desired capabilities which are related to my uh, virtual mobile, or we can say our emulator. So let me just copy a piece of code from my previous example. So this is the example I created, install app Android emulator, right? So from this code, I'll just copy this piece of code because this piece of code will install our app in my mobile device, virtual mobile device. So when you see this particular one clearly, so we have set desired capabilities class object, and we have set all the mobile capability types like automation type, platform version. So here the platform version means in the virtual mobile, I have a 9.0 is a version, and device name is Android emulator. So I'm currently using emulator. So it is a virtual device. So I just say Android emulator. And if it is your real device, you have to say only Android here. And here I need to specify the path of your APK file. Let me just give the path of your APK file. So this is my APK files are available here. This is my app name. So let me just capture this app name, and here I'll just change this app name. Okay, and the same location my app is present. And this is the URL where my Appium server is running, and I created Android driver object is called driver. All right. Now save it, and let's see why it is giving an error. Okay, so we need to add some exception, just add it. All right, so this piece of code will go and install this APK file on my virtual device, and we'll see the app first, and then we'll look into how we can automate the switch element. So let me just execute this code, and before that, so I need to make ready of my virtual device. So this is my virtual device which is already ready here, and my Appium server is also running. So let me just execute this my code. just run as Java application. Now you notice here, so my app will go and install on my virtual device or emulator. Yeah, now it is installed and also it is open my app, right? So when you see here, this is the first one, Android switch. So basically there are switch element is there, but the mobile is not compatible with that app, so that it is not displaying here. But still what I can do is we just click on this Android switch. Now immediately what happens is you will get a one message called switch is currently on, right? So when I click on one more time, again the switch is currently off. So this is the functionality of the switch. So when I click on this, on and off. So these are the two statuses we have. So what we are going to do in this is, I am going to click on this switch multiple times and capture this particular text, which is currently off or switch is currently on. All right. So the same thing I will also show you in my real device. First, let us automate this and then we can run the same code on my real device. So I have already opened my real device also here. And later I will execute the same code on my real device. So let us start implementing this code. So here, so I have shown you just now, this is my app which is already installed now. So this is my app. So in this app, I need to identify these elements. So that's the main important task here, right? So we need to identify the Android switch element and we can perform the click action. So how we can identify this element? So if we want to identify this element, we have a tool called UI Automator Viewer. So where it is available under C drive. So under users admin, SDK location, right? We need to just go to SDK location. So here in the local Android SDK and under tools. Okay, now under tools, under bin folder, you can see UI Automator Viewer.bat. So this is a component which we need to use to identify the elements. Okay, so let me just click on this and let's try to identify this Android switch. Now I'm just running this one bat file. Just double click on this. It will open up one window and it started running my bat file, and then it will open up one window. All right, so now I got one window. So by using this window, just minimize this window command prompt. So now by using this window, I can easily identify the elements which are there in my mobile app. So let's try to identify this element. So to identify this, first of all, we need to capture this complete screen here, right? So to do this, we need to just click on this device screenshot option. Just click on the device screenshot option. Now it will ask you to select the mobile. Currently I have connected my real mobile and virtual mobile. Just select this virtual mobile for now. Then click on OK button. Now it will capture the same screenshot in this particular UI. So now we can identify these elements very, very easily. So what I have to do is, now I want to identify this Android switch. So just click on this element. Now we can see in this particular list, you can see there is a resource ID, right? So this is the resource ID I'm going to use to identify this element. So this is exactly equal to ID attribute in Selenium WebDriver. So I'm just capturing this and I'm going to use this in my automation code, right? So to click on this particular element. So click on the particular Android switch element. Now let's go to your code and go to your Eclipse. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to enhance this code. Okay. So this step will automatically install that application, and then I'm going to write our actual code. So handling switch element. So handling switch element. So to do this, what I have to do is, first I need to click on this element, right? So we have a method called driver dot find element by ID. Let me just click on driver dot find. Just hold on. Driver dot find element by ID. So find element by ID. So here I can just specify whatever ID I have captured from the UI, and then use a method called click. So this method will go and click on the switch. Okay, so this will click on the switch. Let me write the comment. Click on the switch element. So once you click on the switch element, we have to capture the status. So maybe as soon as I switch on this element, what happens is it will give you one message, right? So let me just do that. So here, so as soon as I click on the switch, I got one option called switch is currently on or switch is currently off. So I want to capture this message. So this is a message. So again, identify this element. So the first one, switch is currently on or off. And again, click on this and capture the ID. So this is my ID, capture this. And now here I want to capture the text which is displayed on the app. Driver dot find element by ID, and again specify the ID dot get text method. So get text. So this method will capture the text from this element, and we have to store that in a variable. Let's take one string variable. String, let's say value is equal to. Okay, so this will give you the value. Again, what I want to do is, again, I want to perform the click action here. So I'll print it first of all, system.out.println. I'll just print val here. And after that, this is the first round. So after that, what I want to do is, I want to again click on the same switch. So just try to click on this one more time. Okay, and again, I capture the status and I'll print the status. Okay, so val is already created variable, so data type is not required here. So this is the first time, and this is the second round. I'm just clicking on second round here, and here this is the first round. So first round, when I click on this, it will give you on, and second round it should give you off, right? So let us try to execute this code one more time. So what this code will do now is, it will go and install this APK file. The first thing we'll do, and then it will click on this link, switch link, and after that it will capture, it will display the value here. So it will display the value here. So this value will be captured, and after that again I click on this link, I click on this Android switch here, and then again capture the status. So 2 times I'm doing action. So let us try to do this, and after this I will close the Appium server. So driver dot quit. So this will basically quit from the app. It will basically exit your session. Okay, Appium session. So now let me execute this code and see how this will execute. So make sure our mobile is open, and again it will reinstall the app, and again do the same steps. Let's run this, run as Java application. Now just observe what happens. Okay, now install app. So now we can see we got the 2 messages. So switch is currently on, switch is currently off. So that means it is able to click on 2 times. So on the same switch, right? So this is how we need to just automate your switch on mobile app. So now what I'm going to do is, I want to execute the same code on real device. Okay. So to do this, what I can do is, I'll just copy the same code, and I will make it as example 3 handling switch on real device. Okay, and real device. So same code, I'll try to just modify a small thing. So only thing is, everything is same. Only thing is, we have to change the version of my Android device. So here my real mobile version is 5.1. So I'll just change it here 5.1. And here instead of Android emulator, I just say only Android. And the same APK file I'm going to install, and the same Appium server will go on running. So everything is same. Okay. Now instead of running on virtual mobile, so I'm just running on my real device. And before that, you have to just connect your real device using Visor app. Okay, which is again Google Chrome extension we have to install before. Let me minimize it, and I already connected to, I'm just connected to my mobile, real mobile. And if you notice here, let me just open my app, which is already connected. Yes, so this is my real mobile. Let me just minimize the virtual mobile for now. So this is my real mobile. So I'm going to install an app on this mobile, and again I'm going to perform the same activity. And let's go to our Eclipse, and this is my Eclipse code. And now I'm running this and Java application. Okay, I have changed the desired capabilities already. So it will able to identify my app. Now we can easily observe here. So my app is open. Now it will go and installing the app. Now we can see app is installed. Yes, now it is doing all the things. So switch is currently on, switch is currently off. So both have been done. So this is how we can execute our code on real device as well as emulator, and the same test case I am executing two different devices. One is virtual mobile, the other one is real mobile. The only thing is we have to change the desired capabilities and rest of the code is same. Okay, so this is how we need to handle switch element. Now in these two examples, I have just used ID as an attribute to identify the switch, right? So instead we can also use XPath. Okay, so to get that XPath, so here UI, so I have used one tool called this one, right? So UI Automator here. So in this, we don't get any XPath here, right? So if you want to get an XPath from this, okay, we need to use another tool called SDK Manager component tool. So let me just show you how we can use the tool to get the XPath. So to do this, let's go to your Android Studio. So here, okay, this is your Android Studio. So we have run this already. Let me just hold on. I'll show you now. Okay, so here we have run the Appium server. So currently Appium server is running. So through this Appium server, by using this inspector session, right? So by using this option also, we can capture the attributes of elements. Now let us see how we can capture the elements by using this option. Let's click on this inspector. Now it will open up one more window like this. Okay, now it is open. So here we need to specify the desired capabilities of actual mobile. So here previously I have already saved my real mobile session here. Okay, so what I can do is I just start session for this mobile, and then I can see one more screen where I can get the XPath. So before that, make sure your mobile is connected. So currently I have configured desired capabilities of my real mobile. So here my real mobile is present, and also I'm just going to launch my app which just now I have installed, because I need to capture the XPath of this Android switch. Okay, so to do this, what I can do is just select this one and just start session, select this one and start session. Okay, and as soon as you started your session, it will go and install the app, and it will open up the UI. So you can just observe here what happens. So yes, now UI is happened. So the same screen is captured here, right? So now what I can do is from this particular screen, I can extract the XPath of this Android switch element. Let us see how we can do this. Just click on this Android switch. Okay, now in this particular third window, you can clearly see here, which is XPath is displayed here, right? This is your XPath of the element of the switch. So let's capture this one and use this one. So let me just create another example. Okay, so what I can do is I will just create one more example. This time I will use XPath. Okay, so let's create new class for this one. Example 3, handle switch using XPath from inspector. So I will just copy the same code, whichever I have done in the real device. I'm just copying the same code, but this time I will just use only XPaths. Okay, nothing else. All right, so one more bracket is required. Done. So I have just captured the same thing. And I think here, 1 second. So not properly copied. Let me just copy one more time. So I'll just copy along with this main method. All right, so now just put it here. Okay, so now in this same example, instead of using this ID attribute here to click on the switch element, and just this time I will use the XPath. Okay, and rest of the code is exactly the same. So what I'm doing is instead of doing this one, instead of doing this click, what I can do is I can just capture the XPath and use it. So driver dot find element. Okay, driver dot, sorry. So driver dot, you can directly have a method called driver dot find element by XPath. Driver dot find element by XPath, and here I can specify. So I think this is not exact method. Driver dot, so driver dot find element by XPath. Yes, this is a method. So find element by XPath. Now I already captured this XPath, so I'm just going to give now this one, and here this is the one. Okay, so capture this XPath and put it over here in the double quotation. So now it will go and identify the switch and followed by click method. So this method will perform the click action. So here what I have done is clicked on switch element, using XPath. Okay, using XPath. All right, so now we see this. So same thing I can again rewrite, and here also, because here also we are doing the same thing. So instead of using ID, just now I have used XPath. Okay, so now one more time, let's run this code on my real device. So this is my real device now currently open. So let me try to execute my code on real device. So everything is same except this XPath. We have just changed XPath. Other than this, everything is same. Let me run as Java application. Now it will reinstall app once again, and then it will go to app and it will perform the 2 times click action on switch. Okay, now let's try here. Now app is open. Now 2 times it is clicked. So now we got switch is currently on, switch is currently off. These are the 2 messages which are displaying as soon as we click on the switch, right? So this is how we have to handle the switch elements which are present in your mobile app. So I have shown you the same code executed on the real device, and also have executed the same code on virtual device, and I have used ID attribute, and also I have used XPath attribute. All right. So that's all for this video, guys. So thanks for watching.